Hi, I'm Ross from Energy Matters. Welcome to our podcast, Road to Zero, where we dive headfirst into all things renewable. Join us as we chat with industry experts, tech specialists, and some of your favorite TV and radio personalities, asking the renewable energy questions that you want answers to. Our goal, a zero carbon future. With that in mind, I am absolutely thrilled today to be joined by Andrew Mitchell, the Senior Product Manager for FranklinWH. How are you, Mitch?
I'm very well, thanks, Roche. Great to be here.
Mate, it's awesome to have you on here. I referenced in my intro that TV celebrities, tech specialists, appears that you're basically all the above, mate. So, I've had a sneak preview of what you're filming with my colleague James Treble, and it looked amazing. So, very excited to have you on today, mate.
Yeah, thank you, mate. Great to be here. I should plug my wife's acting coaching for Singers Service because she's definitely helped me with that.
Oh, fantastic. And what's it, Sing for Service?
Oh, she's a singer, but she does acting coaching for singers.
Fantastic. And what's her brand name?
Zoe Taylor Mitchell.
There you go, guys. So you heard it first. If you want to have as much composure as we both do, give her a call and Google her, and she can hopefully give you some coaching. I'd probably need some her coaching as well, mate. So look, let's get into it. Before we actually get into the TV show and the actual episode that's shown this week on 9 Live, Saturday, 4 p.m., a little bit more background on yourself, Mitch, a bit more about the person behind the brand. Can you just give us an update on, or a bit of an intro on your career to date and what led you to FranklinWH?
Yeah, sure, mate. So I guess started back when I went to university. I chose engineering, always interested in energy and sustainability. So I chose the environmental stream. And then 5 years later, found myself employed by petroleum companies, filling jars with soil so they could get tested and signed off as not too badly contaminated. And I thought, I've stuffed up here. I don't know where the environment misaligned to renewable energy, but I was fortunate enough to make a bit of a leap across to a small company back in 2009, an inverter manufacturer who was doing system integration for rural electrification programs in Malaysia and Indonesia. So got great exposure to not only the technical side, but the social side of bringing electrical energy to communities and seeing the change it can make to a community. So that really jump-started my career in the renewable energy space as a technical specialist. And when I moved back to Melbourne, I was employed by Enphase Energy. Spent a long time there in the product and solution teams, delivering some great consumer products, so home energy management systems, and then most recently made the move to FranklinWH. The manufacturer is just energy storage products, but with a view to making it that give the customers a lot of freedom around their home energy management. So really enjoying being part of a young and growing company here.
Look, I really like Franklin as a brand. I mean, I've got a close affinity with Enphase as well. So Wilf was the I know he's moved on now, but he was the former CEO of Energy Matters many years ago. And I love the team down there as well. And they've got some great tech for their microinverters and their battery storage as well. So it's amazing. But I've been really blown away with Franklin's technology. And we've been working closely with Franklin now on a couple of different TV shows and doing some, sort of basically checking out a few of the projects that you guys have set up. And it's incredible tech. I mean, it's a US-owned company. But can you give us a bit more background about Franklin and how it really differentiates itself from its competitors?
Sure. People use the terms energy independence and energy freedom. It's a pretty common tagline. But what I really like about Franklin is that energy freedom aspect of it, and at different levels. So first and foremost, I like to say that Franklin creates the tools for our installers to deliver solutions. So it really gives them the freedom of choice of what PV they want to use, whether they want to add diesel gensets for extended autonomy and for off-grid sites. There's really no, you're not locked into any suite of products like your Apple or Tesla approaches. It's really it's part of your toolkit, and you can build some really cool solutions with that. And then at the consumer level, obviously gives them a whole lot of freedom of choice in terms of how they use their energy, whether they just use their battery for self-consumption or they want to tap into VPPs and trade energy, and whether they want to defect from the grid. And that can be a highly controversial topic in itself, but we've seen in regional Victoria quite a number of people who have considered the grid a revenue source for their premium feed-in tariff, and once that expired, they sort of said, well, hang on, I don't use much energy, so they've used our product to just go off grid entirely and now operate with solar and storage, and the genset's there for those extended cloudy days in the Victorian winter, but really it gives them the freedom of choice as how they consume their energy and where it comes from.
Yeah, no, fair call, and very poignant as well, considering what we've just lived through with the cyclones in the Gold Coast. I mean, unfortunately, I had my solar panels installed, but we're still waiting for my inverter and batteries to arrive, or my inverter specifically. And geez, I was wishing I had it then. And I think anyone, having gone through a blackout, a 9-day blackout, it's when you realize, in real life, how important it is to have technology such as what you guys provide. Because, as you highlighted, yes, it's great to be able to send some power back via VPP and get a return on investment. But fundamentally, the most important thing to any person at any home is to keep your home alive and powered, irrespective of what's going on with the grid. And, look, fair play to distribution. The distributors like Energix and Ergon, they've done the best job they could do given the issues in essential energy in North New South Wales. But fundamentally, when a tree falls on a power line, there's nothing else they can do to help you. So you have to be able to have an independent solution, which is which is super, completely highlighted by your tech and what you guys do. It's also what we're showcasing on a television show this week. So that's on Saturday, 4 p.m. on 9 Live. It's amazing. What incredible project as well. I mean, first and foremost, Mitch, did you guys enjoy filming Energy Matters?
Absolutely, mate. Yeah, it was a really good day out. I must admit, it was my first time doing anything on that side of the camera, and I was presented with a script in the lead up to it, and I thought, oh, here we go, some contrived filming event. But no, it was really awesome. James was so laid back, and the whole team was very professional and made it really fun. Yeah, the script never even came up. It was great.
No, look, the best way to film television is unscripted. So for anyone watching the show, you may think we're really reading off one of those screens and we're just reciting lines, but there's none of that. It literally is a conversation. And look, when you know your product as well as you do, which clearly you know exceptionally well, and the project's so inspiring, such as the place that we filmed at, the rest does it. It does it for you. And then James Treble as a presenter is like a barrel of laughs and impossible to keep a straight face to, because he's just constantly ribbing and just having a bit of a laugh. So awesome stuff. So tell us a little bit. We don't want to give away too much. Can you tell us a little bit more about the project that we filmed and the involvement of Franklin inside of that project?
Yeah, sure. So it was a really interesting one. It was, I guess, the part I appreciated most, how it all started, was the fact that the customer, Bernie, had done a hell of a lot of research and obviously looked at all the different products and solutions out there and arrived at Franklin as the best for his needs. He operates a business, a nursery, from his residence. So not only does he have his home energy requirements, but also the hothouse where he keeps his plants, and through the depths of the Victorian winter, he needs to keep that at a certain temperature. So that a highly variable energy demand, and also it wasn't co-located. So you've got the shed with his existing solar array in one place and the house in the other. And he was trying to, as you said, his main purpose was to maintain the power supply, so his plants don't die and he loses all that stock, but also obviously reduce his bill as well. So the two-pronged approach that Melbourne Energy Group, the installer, took was really successful and allows for future expansion as well.
Which is absolutely fantastic, because that really is a key requirement when you look at renewable energy technology today. I mean, the great thing is the cost of batteries has come down significantly to what it was. So it's super affordable. There actually is a genuine return on investment now on batteries, whereas about 4 or 5 years ago, you definitely couldn't say that. Once again, it does allow you to actually build on your actual battery solution. So you can see what you're generating, how much you actually, using during the daytime, how much you're storing, and then understanding, okay, maybe I need to store a little bit more. So with the actual equipment that we've showcased, can you tell us a little bit more about the actual product itself and its capabilities now, and how it can be actually added to or expanded in the future?
Yeah, so one of the benefits of the Franklin product range is it's very lean, very simple. There's only 2 SKUs, so that we've got our energy storage all-in-one AC coupled battery, which is the A power, and we've also got the A gate, which is basically an AC switchboard, which allows you to manage all the different sources and sinks connected to the home. So firstly, the battery is a 13.6 kilowatt hour energy storage device with integrated DC to DC converter and inverter, which is 5 kilowatts continuous, 10 kilowatt surge, and that extra surge capacity really allows you to do the whole home backup. So the Franklin, the WH in the Franklin whole home name stands for whole home, and really there's not many other grid-tied products on the market that give you that level of surge and insurance that you'll be able to keep all your loads on during an outage. It's also a very nice looking device. You'll see when the show airs that it's aesthetically pleasing. It's got a nice state of charge indicator on the front, keeps the UI nice and simple. And the A gate, I suppose, is where the kind of nerdy stuff comes out with the home energy management and how you can tie in different resources. But just at a high level, you can connect any PV inverter in there, any genset. You can also control certain circuits via the smart circuit relays, and just attach that to any existing property. And also for the regional folk, it addresses or allows installers to address challenging sites with sheds and granny flats and all those things, because that can, when you're talking about backup, that can get quite complicated. So we've got a nice toolbox to support all those use cases.